YouTube? In today's video, we're going over my best audio, graphics, controller, all that good stuff. In today's video, I'm not gonna be yapping too much. All I want, if you guys to drop a like, subscribe if you guys are brand new. Let's go and get into these settings. I'm gonna catch y'all later, man. Peace. Alrighty, guys, Season 5 of Warzone is here, and we gotta get through the audio, graphics, controller settings, and some additional little sneak peeks you guys are all asking for. Let's go ahead and get into this. So let's go ahead and go to our settings, go to the controllers. This is the most important section because everybody's been asking me the past couple days about aim assist. I'm gonna show you guys how we do it. So horizontal stick sensitivity 1.70, vertical stick sensitivity 1.70 as well. These are just my best aiming settings, so I get the best aim in Call of Duty. Now, when I scroll down, we're only gonna be going over the important settings because a lot of these, as you guys can see, are off. You just don't really need it on. So, dead zone inputs. These are really important. I put left stick minimum of 5, left stick max of 15. This is going to increase your movement in the game and help the fluidity of your controller. Right stick minimum 5, right stick max 99. This can help you guys out the aim assist. You don't want to move that right stick max away. Left trigger 2, right trigger 2 should help you guys with just pressing those triggers a lot faster. Now, coming over to the aiming tab with the advanced aiming settings, we have the aim response curve type. We run a dynamic aim response curve slope, just a 1.0 is fine. Custom sensitivity per zoom, I run a 0.80 on my first 2 slots because I feel like this helps me aim super duper well in the game and helps me get those medium to long range gun engagements. I have really good accuracy with that. Now, for the rest of these, I run a 0.90 because they're just for my snipers and it's really not as important. So going over to the movement section, guys, we have sprint assist. We have that on the tactical sprint assist. We have a slide die behavior of hybrid. This has been doing this for a couple of years. It just means you slide by just tapping. You hold your B button or your right paddle for diving. So really good, useful information. As far as everything else goes, I think in the controller section, this is probably the most important part. Parachute automatic behavior, put this on the free fall. Pretty much means your parachute's not going to open automatically and it'll just free fall. You just got to press the button to open the parachute. Now coming over to the combat section, we're gonna be looking over really not too much to be going over here besides the armor plate behavior. Make sure it's applied to all. Now that pretty much sums up my controller settings. Now we can go into the graphics. This will apply for console or PC, and these will work for any PC that you're playing on. So going over to the graphics, I run a full screen borderless because I like to show my Twitch chat on screen when I'm playing sometimes. I run, let's see, NVIDIA RTX 5070 Ti, and I run an auto refresh rate of 144 because that's what my monitor can handle. Now, I do run a 2K resolution. My aspect ratio is automatic. We go display gamma 2.2, gamma / brightness 60. Now, this just works for me. Coming down with the NVIDIA Reflex low latency, that's on plus boost. This should help you guys out getting a tremendously good performance with your NVIDIA graphics card. Even if it's a low end or a high end, it does not matter. If you have AMD, you're not gonna be able to use this, but you should be able to use an AMD equivalent software if you do have it. Eco custom mode. Now, even though these say these are good for power saving and for low-end PCs, none of this is really true because you really don't need to do any of these things. You can turn VSync gameplay off, VSync menus off, because you're already doing that when you're already connecting your display resolution to your actual in-game graphics and your FPS. That's gonna just match. There's no need to do that. Custom frame rate. Now I run a 1.50 just because my monitor can only handle 144. So whatever your monitor can handle, make sure you set it directly to that. Menu custom frame rate limit 80, out of focus custom frame rate limit 80, reduce menu render resolution native, and pause game rendering off, reduce quality when inactive off, focus mode 0, high dynamic range HDR off as well. Quality. Now, this section's gonna be hit or miss for some people, but I feel like people that even have a high-end graphics card or a low-end graphics card could still use the same settings. NVIDIA DLSS. This is probably the most important thing. I like to run quality and DLSS sharpness to 100. I don't like Fidelity Cast. I don't think Fidelity Cast looks good anymore. I think it looks really bad. NVIDIA DLSS model transformer. NVIDIA DLSS frame generation is off. AMD FSR frame generation is off. These are fake frames. This is not actual in-game performance, and you should never want to run this because it's never going to help you. Ray trace reflections off. VRAM scale target is on 50. Now I turn this down because I don't use all my VRAM in the game. There's no need. You can leave it at 80, 50. None of it really matters. Variable rate shading is on. All this does is adjust detail in certain areas of the map according to the importance, but improves your performance while maintaining that visual quality. So you can keep this on, it's really useful. Texture resolution is on normal. Texture filter anisotropic is on normal. Depth of field is off. It's gonna make your screen look very like very visually unpleasing because you can't see anything when you do that. Detail quality, normal. Particle resolution, low. Bullet impacts. For some people, they want to see where their bullets are being fired on the map. You can leave this on, it does not matter. Persistent effects does not matter. Shader quality is on high. A lot of people tell me that the colors in the game don't look as good. Make sure you leave this on. On-demand texture streaming, you can leave this on optimized. This is not hurt performance or anything like that. You can leave that on, it's totally normal. Local texture streaming quality is on low. In-game video quality is on low. Now, if your game's not looking that good, you can put this on default. This is not gonna hurt your GPU. It's not gonna hurt your game. It's only gonna make your game look even better. Shadow quality low, screen space shadows off, occlusion and screen space lighting off. Now we're getting to the section of things that you don't really need when you're playing an FPS shooter. Screen space reflections off. None of these things you're ever gonna look at when playing the game. If you guys can see the image, you're not gonna be looking at these things when you're playing the game. So terrain quality, low. Volumetric quality, low. Deferred physics, low. Excuse me. A lot of these things you just do not need. There's no need. Like I just yawned at the environment section of this video. That should tell you everything you need to know. There's no need for this stuff. Okay, so let me apply. Coming into the view section, field of view 120, ADS field of view affected, vehicle view wide. Always, if you're streaming, please turn this off. World motion blur off, weapon motion blur off. People run this all the time and you do not need this. This is the worst setting to have in the game. First person camera movement, at least 50, third person is 50%. It's gonna just reduce that camera shake in the game and definitely help your eyes out. Everything else pretty much normal and nothing really changes there. Now, as you guys are gonna see, we're gonna scroll down into the audio section. For the voice chat volume, we have that on 50. That's just what I use. Just everything's normal here. Now, when scrolling over to the audio section, I have ArtTune. So if you guys want to look it up on Google, you can look it up, ArtTune, Art of War audio. You guys can run this on your PC. So really, none of my audio section is really going to help you guys out, but just a quick tip, if you do want that, go ahead and go with that. Okay, so now we're gonna be going on to the next section of this video, and that's the little details on the game that everybody's been asking for, and some quick tips and tricks to make your game look better. Okay, so coming in over here, we have tooltips. I have this, turn this off. I don't know what was on, just turn it off. You don't need tooltips while you're playing the game. Telemetry. If you're on PC, I highly recommend turning on FPS counter, server latency, graphics card temperature, and the clock, because I don't know what time it is, but the GPU, temperature is nice just to make sure your system's running cool and you don't have to make any adjustments. Okay, now coming down here, I have all these on. These are just like standard network stuff. Go to readability, guys, and go all the way down to color customization. Now, I left my HUD color palette at default. I run a filter 2, color filter target on both, and then world color intensity 0, interface color intensity 0. I'm sorry, at 100% for both of these. And then the gameplay HUD, you guys can actually scroll all the way down, and if you find, you will find crosshair. Now, I have mine on static, and I have mine static. Now, if you press triangle or square, whatever controller you're using, it's gonna say crosshair dot scale largest. Now, this is really good because what it's gonna do is make your crosshair really bigger, so you're gonna be able to aim a lot better. You can change it to green, but everybody's been asking about this setting, so make sure you copy this down. Okay, so last thing I wanna show you guys is a little bit of a trick. For my PC players out there, pay attention. So we're gonna press Alt-Z on our keyboard. You guys can find that on your keyboard. It's gonna pop up your NVIDIA color filter settings. If you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you can do this. If you do have a AMD graphics card, you can do this as well. So coming through, I want you guys to turn off highlights because it's gonna like tank your FPS. And make sure you go to your settings and just go to notifications. Make sure you turn these off as well, just to help you guys out with at least some FPS drops. So color filter settings. Everybody wants the color filter settings. Let's go through these. RTX dynamic vibrance. Put intensity on 25, saturation boost on 25. There's no need to put this above here because your game's gonna look way too bright and way too colorful. Okay, next, we're gonna be going over to the details. We have sharpen on 0. This makes the game look absolutely garbage if you turn it up. Clarity on 30, HDR toning at 0, and bloom at 0. If you want a little bit of HDR toning, put it at 10 if you wanna get a little frisky. Other than that, don't touch it. Coming in over with the color settings, guys, I want you guys to go ahead and put the tint color to 0, tint intensity to 0. No need to do those. Temperature, -6. This is for a more cooler version. If you want a more warm effect of the screen, put it to +6. Vibrance, 100%. That's gonna pop your colors out extremely well in the game and allow you to see everything a lot clearer. Now, for the last setting, we got the brightness/contrast settings, which are really important. Make sure you put exposure to 20, contrast to 20. That's gonna brighten the game up a little bit, make it look better for the eyes. And for highlights and shadows, -44 for each. This is gonna make those dark corners in the game look actually bright. So you're gonna be able to see where people are at, and they're not gonna be blending in with the corners. So, guys, these are all my settings for Season 5 of Warzone. Listen, audio, graphics, controller, we covered it all. We even gave you the video comfort the settings. If you enjoyed, drop a like, drop a comment down below, and let me know what's your favorite thing about Season 5 right now. And I'm gonna catch you guys later, man. Peace.